The Coin Lady channel is pleased to have you back. The great majority of crypto and finance professionals expect us to spend the majority of this day discussing Ripple and XRP. With that being stated, I hope that every single one of you is having a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be. I think the mainstream media is pushing a lot of crap right now, and it's all over X, so we're going to go down to brass tacks in this video. It's everywhere, it's even on YouTube. The Bitcoin ETFs have recently gained a lot of attention. These are all the rage right now. This event is capturing the attention of nearly everyone. Now, as I've mentioned before, there will be obstacles, there will be big things that divert our attention from the truth and the important issue that requires our attention. We will see extreme shakeouts as we go along. Perhaps you are familiar with price activity. Lack of tolerance. For example, a Bitcoin ETF is an example of a simple event. An hour ago, US Bitcoin ETFs had 4.6 billion in activity on the first day of trading when Peking ETFs began trading on US exchanges, according to a Google search for Bitcoin ETFs. And this is just from the mainstream media. The previous 48 hours have been utterly crazy. Time blocks. Therefore, as we examine this situation closely, by providing the retail industry with what they desire, they are influencing their perceptions and actions. Again, in my opinion, this is one of the most significant sources of diversion. I mean, even looking at Bitcoin ETF globally over the last 5 years on Google Trends, we have seen this quite a bit, haven't we? There will still be a lot of talk about exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and some approvals for them in 2021, but nothing compared to how things are right now, when trends are at an all-time high. Bitcoin searches from the retail sector are also beginning to heat up, indicating that this topic has gone viral. Accordingly, these Bitcoin ETFs are presently drawing a lot of attention from the retail sector regarding Bitcoin. This is occurring just as our national debt has surpassed $34 trillion. Concurrent with all of this, credit card interest rates have reached record highs, both in absolute terms and relative to other time periods. A dramatic change is taking place. Today, I saw that this tweet appeared on my feed. Additionally, it is crypto by Good Morning, 3TGM Crypto. Crypto assets like XRP and XLM are likely to be the next target of a bombshell that a Fox Business analyst dropped today. Let your mind wander to a future when a digital currency serves as a financial connector, releasing vast amounts of wealth into the markets and triggering an economic boom not witnessed since the 1980s. Job creation, quality of life, and the unlocking of technological developments are all profoundly affected by this domino effect, which goes well beyond the sphere of finance. The key to a prosperous and vibrant economy is capital. When actual crypto utility enters the American markets, what kind of effect will it have? Also, I'll be playing this clip again shortly. However, the most bizarre part is that, when we examine the area closely, I get the impression that everyone is here for ulterior motives. I must tell you the truth, because I see it frequently. And I'm correct. Money is something that everyone wants. A lot of people are having trouble making ends meet. Also, we need to know that we're generating money. That's all there is to it. A lot of what we read, see in this space, as well as everything else around us, may easily skew our judgment, and I want you all to know that. Anything, your social circle, your habits, or even what you see in the media, has the potential to limit your success. Additionally, I mention this because, while there have been many stories told regarding the XRP community and cryptocurrency in general, lots of guesswork has gone into this. One thing you can guess about is that Ripple and Stellar are collaborating with some of the biggest names in the industry, and I'm not referring to BlackRock here. No, I'm referring to the G20, the FSB, the BIS, and the IMF. Major groups like the World Economic Forum are still involved with XRP, even if they work with many other companies in the market. And it's great. This is something I feel compelled to mention, since I think a new global order is on the horizon. For almost 10 years, people have been talking about it. Plus, I have the impression that we are drawing near to this. Presenting the video clip now. About 32 seconds pass. Fox Business actually aired this. As previously mentioned, there is still a glimmer of insight into the real situation because everyone is fixated on large win ETFs. Pay special attention. We haven't crossed the threshold where institutional buy-in is present, therefore I would agree that it is not yet. I like to use the example of the Bank of Mitsubishi in Tokyo as an example. If the Tokyo branch of the bank needs to send $100 million to the New York branch and have it converted to dollars, it would require $100 million in New York and 100 million yen in Tokyo. This would tie up $200 million in capital. If the two transactions could be completed simultaneously, the bank could free up half of that capital. That's quite significant. However, we have not yet jumped that hurdle. Indeed, it appears as though it is on its way. Thus, I believe it to be true. And you should realize that this is a very large statement. In fact, it is one of the largest statements that we have ever encountered, as reported by major news outlets. The release of that stifled money is, therefore, the central concern. Some estimates put the value of Nostro Vostro accounts at $27 trillion. The exact amount of money that exists is unknown to us. Am I correct? Trillion upon trillion of units move at a rate that we can't possibly fathom every single day. What is the actual amount of money that is being held in reserve? Right now, we just do not have the financial means to do this. Because the economy is in a slump, it's not just me, we're all seeing debt. Presently, it isn't even feasible. It isn't at all. Some part will crack as you proceed. In my opinion, this is the path that will take us into the future of finance. The world will soon be structured differently. You will appear good at that from a technical standpoint, again. View it negatively if you want. It is taking place. Nobody can stop it. However, a change is already apparent. I've been discussing it with the stablecoins of CBDCs. It has already taken place. However, the BRICS are making significant moves at the same time as all of this is happening. The BRICS commodity heavyweights will begin to leverage their supply chain supremacy to bolster their influence, according to China and Russia, who have announced plans to collaborate in this regard. There is no mistaking this tactic. This is something else unrelated to XRP, by the way. Also, I believe it is absolutely critical that you diversify your investments, and not just in the cryptocurrency market. Just commodities, huh? Looking at gold and silver, I can tell you they aren't really investment vehicles that most people would be interested in. I just want everyone to know that Basel III is a game changer. For some time now, major companies like JP Morgan have been manipulating the metals market, and my prediction is that this will lead prices of gold and silver to rise. There will be a conclusion. At that point, I predict that the value of gold and silver will surge, and I also predict that silver will provide a considerably superior return on investment. Now this has been planned for quite some time, but it is all a part of the major transition. ISO 22 and Basel III, all the events are falling into place. Everything is starting to go together, but it all starts with the de-dollarization in August of 2023. Is JP Morgan right in saying that the US dollar is becoming less dominant? Let us go over the main points. The continued crisis between Russia and Ukraine, together with other geopolitical and geostrategic developments, has cast doubt on the dollar's hegemony. Although the dollar has retained its position as the dominant currency in transactions, there is a trend toward dollarization in foreign exchange reserves. More and more oil market transactions are taking place in non-dollar currencies, which means the dollar is losing some clout there as well. The United States has a long history of international alliances and relationships, so quick dollarization is out of the question. The intriguing part, though, is that many relationships are actually and aren't partnerships, in fact, diminishing. Looking at events from the start of the month, we see that several big energy powers, including Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, decided to stop using the dollar and instead join the BRICS. Everything is unfolding according to plan, the stars are aligning, as I mentioned before. De-dollarization is happening right now. One thing to keep in mind is that the dollar's demotion from reserve currency status is a process that takes time. Additionally, I brought up the fact that, in theory, a reserve currency is no longer necessary. In theory, anything might serve as collateral for a rapid settlement system. Gold is just one possible option. Hold on to this. In 24 hours, Rex will have scrapped the US dollar monetary system. On January 6, 2024, this arrived. As you can see, this is a major one. The process of de-dollarization by the BRICS countries is ongoing. Swift action is required to dismantle the financial system that is dependent on the US currency. The BRICS nations have already taken the necessary steps and made numerous agreements to completely demonetize the dollar. Also, this is quickly gaining attention. It was also a major event. The year 2022 is considered the starting point. Sanctions against Russia, which only served to heighten the currency's decline versus the US dollar, are approaching their 2-year anniversary, technically speaking. Plus, we can see that 16 other nations are considering joining BRICS in an effort to wean themselves off the US dollar. As a result, the US dollar will continue to decline, the financial system will become even more unstable, and the prospect of a BRICS currency in 2024, which, incidentally, is supposed to be supported by gold, will only serve to further devalue the US dollar. And that will truly accelerate everything. Will bricks and mortar ever be able to dismantle the US dollar monetary system? Not in my opinion. Still, it's not impossible. In 2024, though, I really doubt that will be the case. Within the next 3 to 5 years, I believe we may witness some significant changes about that matter. Also, the BRICS Bank is actively working to diversify its funding sources away from the US currency. This was also significant. The New Development Bank, sometimes known as the BRICS Bank, is located here. Pay close attention to the New Development Bank, they have been involved in cryptocurrency experiments for some time. The US dollar is the target of all this, though. And as I've said before, you should follow the money. The vast majority of it is flowing into the BRIC countries. Russia, Iran, and SWIFT Star bank transfers and local currency go beyond this. January 10th was the date of this. This is huge, dudes, because we have been discussing SWIFT and its obsolescence for quite some time. They must find new ways to innovate or perish. Russia and Iran, 2 of the BRICS countries, have formally left the SWIFT system, which allows for international money transfers. The 2 nations will start paying each other to settle foreign trade through direct bank transfers, according to BRICS. Trade between Iran and Russia does not require the SWIFT payment system anymore, because they have already decided to use their banks for all of their financial dealings. The 2 BRICS members will be exchanging local currencies rather than the US dollar. I say it again, this is only the beginning. As I've said before, the sanctions were the driving force behind everything that has transpired in the past 2 years. After that, what occurred? Light and fire were its only constants. You know what I usually say about the US dollar? The days of using it as a weapon in finance are over. I feel like it ended with a bang, and it's going to end any second. Sanctions were the spark that ignited the fire. At this moment, the fire is growing rapidly. It is imperative that we maintain our concentration on this matter. I can tell you from experience that Bitcoin ETFs are a hot topic. The crypto market is going to do this, and it will cause prices to skyrocket. Furthermore, even though crypto is going to have a fantastic year, in my opinion, everyone should be laser focused on this, in my opinion. In passing, we see that the BRICS might spell the end for the US dollar and the international energy market. The Deputy Foreign Minister of Iran addressed the expansion of the BRICS alliance on September 9. In addition, it highlighted the alliance's growing influence in the international energy market, which is expected to be influenced by its commitment to dollarization. Its initial entry into the bloc will be defined by that. And here we have the 2023 draft as well. An important geopolitical event was the expansion of the BRICS alliance. As a result of Western sanctions on Russia, the alliance became closer. In addition, announced at its 2023 summit, the alliance's 5-nation enlargement was a watershed moment as its members rallied around the idea of a multipolar world order. At the turn of the new year, that strategy became official. Just recently, one of the BRICS nations joined the alliance, and now it's going to be an important player in the fight to get the US currency out of the global energy market. The addition of the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Ethiopia to the BRICS Plus group ensures that this trend will only accelerate. The Islamic Republic of Iran has now realized the bloc's energy production advantage. The US dollar may be in jeopardy due to this, as well as its significant role in the world energy market, and in the long run, I think the dollar may lose all reserve status altogether. Once again, it seems like this is all orchestrated. These are major occurrences, too. Beyond that, though, this is a monumental statement from Fox Business since it informs us and provides us with a perspective on our future. Pay attention to events that aren't related to the equities ETFs. There seems to be a great deal of background noise. The volume is excessively high for such a brief duration. It seems to me that this is all an elaborate ruse to divert attention away from the real issue at hand. The video was entertaining, so I guess that's all. Do yourself a favor and subscribe to updates if you did. Goodbye for now.